happening, y'all? Welcome back. This is episode 101 of Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow. I am your host, the self-knighted Sir Cussalott Travis Pointer, a.k.a. the Dragon King, a.k.a. Big T, a.k.a. T-Money, a.k.a. Sweet T, a.k.a. Black Merlin, a.k.a. the HNIC. And I am joined, as always, by my co-host, Mara, the Shark, Watkins.
Happy New Year.
No, we at the 15th now, man. We're done saying Happy New Year. We don't do that.
Well, I mean, we never said it on the show.
Yeah, then we just don't say it. Like, there's a limit, all right? Like when people still saying Happy New Year and it's like, January 16th and 17th and all, I'm like, yo, that was weeks ago.
I mean, I was good to stop it after the first, but...
Yeah, me too. But, like, I give people, like, a week. To, like,
you're nice with me.
Maybe you just haven't seen him or talked to him in that week. But if you hadn't seen him in that period of time, then you missed your window.
Well, like, for the show's sake, I'm just reminding that we're in a new year.
Mm-hmm. It's like now. Like, my birthday was a month ago. You can't tell me happy birthday anymore. You missed it. Can't even say
my birthday's a whole month.
My
birthday's a whole month.
No, it's not.
Yes.
Look. Listen, all you people out there to do that whole birthday month thing, I'm going to need you to chill.
No.
It's not a thing. You got
is.
A birthday. It is your day.
I have a birthday
I'll
month.
give you that weekend because, people celebrate on the weekends. That's cool. You don't get the whole month, all right? You get your day.
Birthday month.
Shame. Anyway, we are not here to debate holidays and their merits of, length of time acknowledged. We're here to talk about the Arrowverse. Supergirl, Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Arrow, Black Lightning. Batwoman.
Not so much Arrow. Said not so much Arrow anymore, but yeah.
Yeah, so much Arrow, because we had an episode of Arrow this week.
But you know what I mean?
Uh-oh. Still there?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. My bad. Well, I'm be like, yeah, you froze, all right? Shit. Anyway, that's what we're here to discuss. So I think we should discuss it. This was the conclusion of the huge crossover. One that had everybody in it. Everybody. And when I say everybody, I mean everybody. Like, we'll get to it. But there was a Flash thing that happened. It was like, oh, shit, they for real got everybody.
All I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So anyway, let's get into it. Let's start with part 4 of Crisis on Infinite Earths. Because, logically, that's the way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So we got the Monitor before he's the Monitor.
When he's actually just Marnovu.
Yeah, that nigga. And they working on some little device and thing for him to be able to, like, travel back to the dawn of time.
For whatever reason.
Yeah. I don't know what reason you would have for wanting to go back to the dawn of time. There was nothing there. Like, you want to go back to nothing?
Like, I can understand going back to the day after, the week after.
No, it wasn't really nothing there either. It was just a little bit of an expanse there, You want to, like, go back to, like, when there was actually something to look at. It's just, but, like, there's just nothing to see. But apparently there was something because he went back there and accidentally creates the Anti-Monitor, I guess. Is that what happened? Like,
He opened the door to an anti-universe, which is where the Anti-Monitor was.
Yeah, okay.
And it's really just because of his curiosity.
Mm-hmm. then there's this whole thing about the suit he was in. Yeah. I'm like, oh, so he didn't, he ain't
His
wearing
boo
that.
made that.
Yeah. Like I guess I'll wear
I wonder where she is now.
it. What you mean?
Like like when everything starts. Like where is she at that point?
What do you mean when everything starts?
Like when Marnovu becomes the monitor, like from there, like what happened to her?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe she just stayed there in that lab waiting for him to come back.
Hmm.
And then it took forever for him to come back, and so she gave up. And then she remarried.
Whack.
And had like 3 kids.
Whacker.
But every now and then she just stands at the window and looks out, hoping that he returns.
Wackest.
But anyway, we got, we go back to our heroes. Let me just, before I continue, I didn't like this episode. I really didn't. And mostly just because it felt like they had written themselves into a corner with this. I'm like, oh, we got to figure out a way to just get us out of this real quick to get to part 5, am
I the only one who, for a slight book, I was like, why does this feel like notes were taken from Infinity War and Endgame and put into this plot?
Interesting. Such as?
It was kind of some of the where is it? Because I wrote this stuff down. Like kind of the way of going back and trying to fix things, and where is it? Jesus.
Talk about the whole idea of the time travel stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess, but
That's all that was.
I mean, they did it differently though, so it was just like, okay. But let's talk about that though. Before that, we got Barry. Because at the end of the last episode, he ran into the Speed Force, I guess, to try to figure out what we can get some answers, and he just been gone. Just
yeah, like what were you doing in there? Like you were gone for weeks. Like where have you been?
He don't realize it. He's like, yo, I just ran in there. What are y'all talking about? And yeah, so there's.
I want to know what he thought he was doing for that short period of time.
Yeah, it's a good question. He obviously doesn't think he did anything, so because he's trying to go back.
Like he almost felt like I was like, yo, Barry's acting like a whole crackhead right now to go back into the Speed Force.
Yeah, man.
I gotta go back. I gotta go back.
Got any more of that Speed Force? Need that Speed Force, man. I need it, man.
I need Mo.
Yeah. But anyway,
even Luna thought that was funny.
It's because I'm hilarious. She knows it. But we also get, Oliver, learn like as Spectre. Oh boy, tell him how to be Spectre. And he's like, all right, cool. Let's just get through this. Like, this is kind of how I felt throughout the whole episode. Like, all right, let's just finish this. Come on, let's go.
Like, why we gotta do all this? Barry gotta find people based off of these memories and
yeah.
And
through the Speed Force, and then some other ones got to go back to the dawn of time to fight the Anti-Monitor.
I think that's why I was thinking about it, because they were all going to different places, but all still going to reconvene. So that's why I thought of so it first reminded me of Infinity War, like when Thor and Rocket went to Vormir.
Sure.
Yeah, I think wherever he got the big ass axe from, and then Gamora and them went to nowhere and shit like that, or maybe it's vice versa.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like they split up, but with the intent to rejoin. And then with Endgame, when they were going to different points in time, like one's going to planet Maltus, and then some going to the dawn of time, but still aiming to reconvene.
You meant Crisis, but you said Endgame, but I got you.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's fine. Don't worry. I got you. I'm here to catch you.
I don't know why that felt so hard to explain.
I do. Let's see. So yeah, while they realize that we got to go through the Speed Force, and we got to some got to go to the Dawn of Time, some got to go and face the Antimonitor, some got to go up, and we got to stop Marnovu from even making this thing and going back to the Dawn of Time. Which if they did that, then why they got to go to the Dawn of Time in the first place? Yeah, I don't know. It's just it's weird as fuck. I don't know, which is why I'm just like, let's just get through this. Who gives a shit? But while they're in the
Because
Speed,
everything starts and ends at the dawn of time.
Yeah, so apparently the Antimonitor attack while they're in the Speed Force, and everybody gets separated. So Barry's got to go through time and find everyone, and they got to see all of them in different spots during important things throughout the Arrowverse and all that shit. Whatever, nigga. But
if he didn't, they'd fall out of the Speed Force.
Yeah, whatever the shit. So during this time, though, we get a very fun cameo. We meet Ezra Miller's Flash, the movie Flash.
And from Justice League Flash.
Yeah, that nigga. And it's just like, hey, oh, this is fun. I'm enjoying this. And then it went back to the other shit, and I'm like, I'm not enjoying this anymore. So they go and they meet Marnovu, and they talk him out of the shit, blah 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 blah. Mostly because the Humanity dude. What's the Humanity Paragon's name?
I think it's Mark. I don't fully remember. I've been calling him Kevin Tran.
Is that his real name?
No, his real name is Osric Chow, but he was Kevin Tran in Supernatural.
I hate you so much for that. So
anyway.
Yeah, so they get back to the Dawn time. I guess they got to fight the Anti-Monitor there, and it's whatever.
It all goes down in
the
Dawn of Time.
Then we get the real showdown between Oliver and the Anti-Monitor. Oliver wins, but he dies. But he also gives us this line when he says, "You have failed this universe." I'm like, I get it, because he says you have failed this city. Ha ha ha! I hate it.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't need that.
Yeah. I hated it. I hated it all. So yeah, he wins, but he dies, and everything gets fixed and reset, and blah 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 blah. And that's all I really got for part 4, because
Yeah, I think a lot of this was just kind of like, I guess, closing out.
Yeah, it was one of those like, let's just get through this and get to part 5, because we said we were doing 5 parts. It really just should have been 4, but who cares?
And also Lex was just also doing shit.
Yeah, Lex was doing Lex shit, trying to position himself, but
which it seems like he did, but who knows?
Yeah, that's weird. We'll see what happened with that. So anyway, that was part 4. You got anything else for part 4?
No.
Good.
Part 5.
Go to part 5 where the interesting stuff happened.
Or as they called it, Hour 5.
Sure. So, this episode kicks off and Kara wakes up in her apartment because everything's fixed.
I was like, Kara's back on her world, but no one knows that has happened.
Yeah. And Alex is there. She almost gives her the lazy beam eyes and just, she almost kills her sister.
It happens.
Kills her sister.
It happens.
Now, like, if she had actually accidentally killed her sister, that would have made this even more interesting.
That made this a very different tone of show.
It would have. Like, you accidentally wake up and kill your sister.
You just sit up and she got a big old hole in her head.
Yeah, man, because you hit her with the heat vision right through the skull.
Oh my gosh. Kara wouldn't even know what to do with herself.
Exactly. Somebody needs to make that show. Somebody make that movie.
We got too much on our plate to do it.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said somebody, not me, not you.
I know.
But yeah, so that happens. And apparently Lex Luthor is
Yep.
win the Nobel Peace Prize.
Because he's the best guy.
Yeah. So he did something. Because there is no world where Lex Luthor is a good person. All right, except for that one alternate Earth on Crisis on,
Don't say the one where he's the president, because that doesn't mean he's good.
No. There's a universe where everything is reversed, and like all the heroes that we have are villains, and all the villains that we have are heroes.
Okay.
Yeah. There's that universe, but we haven't seen that universe. So as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't exist.
Mm.
And they had a chance to show it to us, and they didn't.
Like when Lex was jumping from Earth to Earth, that would have been a great time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Crisis on Two Earths. That's what it's called. There's a animated film.
Okay. You'll have to look that up.
Yeah, it's a good one actually. And there's like this really dope line from Batman at the end when he's talking to his counterpart, Owlman.
Mm-hmm.
And like he's like, there's one big difference between me and you. Like we both looked into the abyss. The difference is you blinked. And I was like, shit, Batman. I want to say that was Kevin Conroy doing that one, but I don't remember. Which I still say, best Batman. Kevin Conroy.
Oh, animated one.
Yeah. Best Joker, Mark Hamill. Also animated. Heath Ledger. Nope, Mark Hamill.
Nope. DC gets very good with animated film.
Yeah, every time a new animated shit come out, I'm like, I gotta check this out. Hush was fucking dope. Anyway, Lex is getting a Nobel Peace Prize. Yeah, so he's like somehow in this world now he's a good guy, even though
he's the best guy.
Yeah, he's not though. We know he's not. He did something with that fucking book. There's no way he didn't. So she also sees Jean. He's like, yo, something's up.
John just going around just mind raping people memories back into people's brains.
Is it rape though? Or is it just, mental assault?
It is mental assault. There we go.
Yeah.
Mentally assaulting.
Yeah. Like, here, take this shit, you see somebody like, hey, a little kid, they like made you a pretend dinner. And you really don't want it, but they make you take it. That's what Jean did. He's like, here.
Take my chewed up cracker.
Yeah. Take this soup I made, where it's really just mud and
water.
And with water, and like I put crackers on top of it because I love wasting my parents' food.
And then I put grass on top of it.
Exactly. Take it, it's yummy. Oh, fuck
Try
you.
Try it.
Hey,
Try it.
Oh man, kids are dumb. But hey, don't take that as I hate kids. I like kids, but it's not their fault. They're supposed to be dumb. They don't know shit. It's fine. Mara, sit up.
Sorry, I'm stretching.
Yeah, we're working right now.
Yeah, I know. My back not gonna hold that.
Focus, nigga.
Do you want me to cripple over?
As long as you can sit up and talk, I don't care.
I wouldn't have been able to if my back stiffed up.
Well, then you'll have to start doing this shit standing.
I mean, that's cool. Get me a desk that I can stand up at.
Look. Every time I tell you to improve something, you twist it into a way that's going to cost me money. We're not doing that.
It's a work expense.
We'll sell some Patreons, all right? And then we can make that happen. By the way, you want our extra shit? Subscribe to our Patreon, patreon.com/creationworld.
Please, so I can get this desk for my back.
Yeah, man. If you care about Mara's well-being and her back, subscribe to the Patreon.
Now that you put it that way, now no one will ever subscribe because no one cares.
You saying no one cares about your back, Mara?
No.
I was gonna say I do, but I'm like, Do I?
Like, if she was to get her back snapped tomorrow by Bane, would I really be that worried?
Yeah. Because then I just, it's a job now, so I got to do what the boss do. Like, can you still work?
Are you sure you got to leave early? What, Susan?
like, Bane just broke my back. Like, yeah, but like, all you got to do is talk, so you can lay down and put the laptop like on your stomach and tilt the camera down.
If my boobs were any bigger, all you would see is me suffocating behind them.
Oh, man. Anyway, so then there's a bad guy. It's Weather Witch. Apparently, Weather Witch is in this world now. Like, oh,
yeah,
a Flash villain. And then Flash shows up. Like, wait a minute. The fuck is Flash doing here?
Wait a minute.
When they fixed everything, they also ended up putting Supergirl on the same Earth as the big chunk of the Arrowverse.
So I see we didn't restore her Earth.
They just combined them. And then they fixed that whole president thing, Because remember, they had that douchebag president dude before.
Yeah.
Gone. So we fixed that problem.
Who took over when the alien president.
Yeah, that motherfucker. So he's gone. We got rid of that motherfucker.
Oh, look at some tying loose ends.
Mm-hmm.
I'm subtly answering questions that we didn't know we had questions.
Mm-hmm.
Because to be honest, I hadn't even thought about what he had been doing since he had gotten since he took place, and they just kind of that just answered the question.
What question, Mara?
What was he what happened to him?
Who?
The president.
I'm just fucking with you. Just go.
Stop it. Why are you doing this to me?
Because it's funny. So, anyway, so yeah. Supergirl's on the same Earth as everybody else now. Well, so far we're mostly everybody else.
And notice how she took did her little, what are you doing on my Earth? As if there's
fuck you talking about.
As if there's no way possible for her to be on anyone's Earth.
Yeah. Considering
the fact that she watched her Earth get eaten by antimatter.
Yeah. Well, all the Earths got eaten by antimatter, but
do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So then we get Sarah meeting with Ray in a bar and yo, Ray don't know what's going on, but she does. It's shit, what the fuck's happening? And Jean's yeah, he don't remember. I'm gonna fix it. And there we go. Now he know. I see. Then we get the sad moment. Everybody crying and shit because Team Arrow.
They realized that Oliver not coming back.
Yeah, Oliver's dead, man. He dead. Dad is gone.
They really were in a lot of disbelief about it, and I was but they kept telling you that this had to happen. We all told, you were told several times.
But the way it happened was one of those things that just ain't no way that happened. He ain't dead because everybody else was back. So just
that nigga not gonna give only his life.
Yeah. He back, everybody else back. Why everybody else back but him?
Played yourself.
Yeah. Which I got questions when, Arrow next week, because what's the next episode gonna be? How you have Arrow without no Arrow?
There is no Arrow next week.
There's 2 more episodes of Arrow.
Is there really?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I thought this was end. I don't know why, but for the longest, I thought that Crisis was ending Arrow.
Mm-mm.
Oh shit!
You'll have that backdoor pilot for the Canary show.
Okay, because I was watching part 5, and I was okay, so are they just not gonna close out everyone else's stories from Arrow? Like, are they just like, because the way 5 ends, you know, with like their kind of junior varsity Justice League,
Mm-hmm.
I imagined, I was like, oh, okay, so it's not the last time we'll see these people, because it's not the last time that something's going to try and destroy the Earth. And I'm pretty sure it's not going to be the last time they team up now that Jefferson is now kind of privy to everything.
Yeah.
And now that they're all on the same Earth, there's no way for them not to partner up sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
It'll just be like, it'll just be like how when Arrow and Flash were, like, they coexist in the same country, and same Earth, but like they don't need to see each other every week.
Yeah.
So then I thought, okay, so they're not closing out the stories. So I guess that's it. We just don't get an episode of Arrow next week.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You got
cool.
Like I said, you clearly forgot about that backdoor pilot for the Canaries.
I was trying to forget it because I was hoping that if I didn't think about it, it wouldn't happen, then it wouldn't be another show to watch.
Well, it's the thing. It's the backdoor pilot. So maybe if it doesn't do so well, they won't make the show. And I'm not one to say, like, I don't want these guys to get work, blah, blah. No. They can still disperse them throughout the rest of the Arrowverse. Just do that. All those characters, put them throughout the, you know what? The only show I would be okay with them adding is if we get what we've been asking for years, where somehow John Diggle is actually John Stewart and becomes the Green Lantern. I'm okay with that show. I will carry that extra workload if we get a fucking Green Lantern show. And it's a John Stewart Green Lantern. That's the only thing I'm okay with y'all adding, because this Canary show, I'm still not with it. Fucking Stargirl, what the fuck?
Oh, and we gotta get through this episode.
That damn Superman show, fuck you. Anyway, I'm sorry. I was
upset, I see.
Yeah, I am. It's so much, Mara. It's so much. On top of all the wrestling I gotta watch too, it's just this is why I drink. This shit right here is why I drink. So anyway, Team Arrow finds out, about Oliver being dead. They crying and all that because miss my homie. You know that song, Master P song, "Miss My Homie." Miss my homie.
If I heard the actual song, maybe.
I'm gonna send it to you.
Okay.
Anyway,
I know who Master P is. If that makes you feel better, I know who that is.
I mean, it makes you feel a little bit better.
And not just because he's Little Romeo's dad. I know him because he's a legitimate artist.
The fact that you felt the need to say that bothers me.
Because I figured you'd assume only because he was Little Romeo's dad.
No. Quite honestly, I'd forgotten that Little Romeo existed.
A lot of people have. I don't remember him unless someone brings him up or brings up his father.
You should have kept it that way.
But you brought up his father, which made me think of Little Romeo.
No. I can bring up Master P 1,000,000 times and not remember Little Romeo exists.
You can, but I grew up with Little Romeo.
That's unfortunate.
I grew up with Little Bow Wow too.
Bow Wow is better than Romeo.
I mean, now we know that, but Little Romeo was cuter.
If you say so.
I know so.
Okay. Here you go. Y'all heard that. Mara like light-skinned niggas.
No, that's not what I said.
Here's the thing.
And they are not, one's not really that much darker than the other.
Oh, yeah, they are. Put pictures up next to each other.
What is this? Oh.
Little Romeo texting you?
No.
Nah, it's actually Bow Wow. She blocked him because, he ain't light enough. So
Bow Wow is not that dark. Like, I'm telling you that right now.
No, but he's a very good distinction between his shade and Romeo's shade.
You say so.
I know so. Anyway, that's not the point because we're talking about the Arrowverse right now. And during this episode, we get motherfucking Bebo.
Barely. Yeah, that was strange.
Yeah, but guess what? I was happy to see it because you know, hey, it's fun. Like I literally just have in my notes Bebo in all caps with an exclamation point.
Bebo.
Like Bebo. So while this is going on, Bebo's on a tear through the streets. Mick is, doing a book signing. They're like, should we call you Rebecca? He's like, sure, you can call me Rebecca. But we find out that the Bebo was just a distraction for like this magic dude robbing a bank. And they take him down. They're like, yo, you don't fuck with Bebo around here, man. And
Bebo is sacred.
And it's so good, like watching like the Arrow character seeing this go down. Like, is this normal? Like, because like this is just the kind of shit the Legends do every week, and then the Arrow people are just like, "What the fuck, bro?"
They keep breaking the fourth wall. Like, it's just crazy. Like, again, like just talking about the crossover.
Mm-hmm. But it's just like every now and then you just give them like, "Wait, what the fuck?" And then John's like, "I'm never letting my kid watch that show again."
Yeah, I was just like, y'all too? Now y'all are doing it?
No, he was talking about Bebo. Like, I'm not letting him watch the show with Bebo no more.
I know, but I feel like they also framed it that way in the sense of like, yeah, that's what he means, but it could also be like he means we're not watching this show anymore.
I think you're just being weird.
I just took it as a double meaning.
So then we get Wells shows up, and
I forgot all about that dude.
Yeah, I did too, because he became inconsequential. He served his purpose, and like, I thought he was dead. Nope, he's not dead. He's back. And like, there's some more antimatter shit going on, so they gotta fix that. But then we get this little tender moment with Sarah and Barry reminiscing about Oliver. And she was just like, yo, Oliver was the only person left who remembered me before all of this. Like,
yeah,
anyone that knew me before I got on that fucking boat. And it's just like, shit, you're right.
I felt for her. I was just like, damn.
That is true.
No one will ever know that Sarah.
Yeah. He's the only one that remembered that Sarah.
And everybody else is dead.
When she was a completely different actress.
I really have to go back and look at that first episode.
Yeah, that first episode, yeah, it was a completely different Sarah. Yeah, it wasn't her. But, why are you looking like that?
Because I'm just trying to picture the face, and now I can't. Like,
I don't remember what she looked like. I don't at all. I do not remember what she looked like. But it was a different actress. But yeah, that was a very tender moment. I was just, man, you just want to give her a hug.
Yeah, like
Barry gave her a hug.
It's hard to not feel kind of bad for her.
Mm-hmm. But then those motherfucking ghost demon thingies show up again. And I'm just like, well, goddamn, we just can't get rid of these motherfuckers.
The Dementor shadow people.
This is not Harry Potter, all right?
It's not Rick and Morty either, but I'm pretty sure they made a microverse trademark zinger. Because when they were talking, don't look at him like that.
Whoop his little ass.
Stop it. Like when they were talking about their plan to shrink the anti-monitor, and then, Ray was saying, like, he calls it the Atomverse, and then Mark, I guess his name, Kevin Tran, was like, I like to call it the mic.
Call him that again on this podcast.
I don't know his name. He was like, I like to call it
out, because I'm gonna need you to never call him that again.
Why?
Like I do Matt, and just mute you.
Why? He's not even on Supernatural anymore. Like
Nobody's on Supernatural anymore because it's dead.
It's not done yet.
It's done.
It's not done yet.
Over. Finito.
It's not done yet. It's not done yet.
Oh, it's done.
It still has the rest of the season.
Yeah, so does Arrow, but Arrow's done too.
Arrow has 2 episodes left. Supernatural has the whole rest of the season.
Not if I got anything to do with it.
You don't have anything to do with it, so it's still the whole half of the season.
You underestimate my power.
I'm not underestimating. I'm stating knowledge. Anywho, he called it a microverse, and then Ray said, I really like that. Well, that could work too. There may be some trademark issues, and I thought that was a zinger at Rick and Morty, like with the episode with the microverse.
Maybe. I think that's a thing with Marvel though.
Huh?
So I think that's a thing with Marvel though.
Either way, like it made you think of something.
Yeah. I don't know. Those things really just, I'm more of a whatever.
Okay. But anywho, then the answer.
Completely irrelevant to the people who listen to this podcast, most likely. But we just got word that Soul Man Rocky Johnson died. For you wrestling fans out there. And just so you know, Soul Man Rocky Johnson is the father of Dwayne The Rock Johnson. So R.I.P. Soul Man Rocky Johnson. That's why I stopped. I got an alert on my phone. Like, wait a minute. What is this? What is this about Rocky Johnson? Yeah. Him and Tony Atlas were the first ever black tag team champions. So, yeah. Shout out to that man. R.I.P. Soul Man Rocky Johnson. Anyway. Sorry to put a damper on things, but I feel like I had to acknowledge that when I saw it.
Gotcha.
So we find out that
the anti-monitor still happens.
Yeah, those ghost demon thingies are still hunting down. They're hunting down the Paragons. This is what's going on. They're like, okay, so what the fuck's going on? Why is the anti-monitor after Paragon still? Why isn't he dead? I thought Oliver killed him. Like, nah. The anti-monitor is just like antimatter, which is just like matter. It cannot be created or destroyed. Blah, 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 blah. And we're like, really? That's what we're going with? Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Because people are made out of matter too. They can still die.
But anyway, the anti-version, he must not be able to.
What they say, it works just like matter. It cannot be created or destroyed. But people are made out of matter, which cannot be created or destroyed, but they can still die. So anyway.
Yeah, but your body's still doing stuff, so.
Is it though?
Yeah, like your body's still despite the fact that like there's like all the chemicals that they can put in you to like so that you don't, like your body's still low key breaking down and shit.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. But
that's still matter, still doing stuff.
Commanding super ghost demons and shit.
Well, no, but like this shit's still doing shit. Like that's why when you die, people shit. Like your bowels let go, like your pee let go.
Completely irrelevant right now.
I'm just saying, like your body's still doing something.
Yeah, something. Not up and moving around like normal. That's not the explanation for somebody being fucking immortal.
Zombies. Ask Pharrell.
What about Pharrell?
Pharrell's been around for like 300 years. Ask him.
Yeah, and he started aging after he said all lives matter.
Did he?
Yup. Look at him now.
I haven't seen a picture of him in mad long.
Mm-hmm. I think that was what he said. He said some shit. It was like,
I know he said something dumb some time ago.
Yeah, it was something that made us revoke his black card. I don't remember what it was, but I think he said all lives matter. Anyway. So like, yo, we need to make a device.
Or like he wasn't getting involved in that discussion or something like that.
Something. But yeah, they're like, we need to make a device We're gonna shrink the anti-monitor and have them like just keep shrinking forever. And that's when they came up with that shit that you were just talking about, the microverse, miniverse, all that shit.
Micro, mini, tiny, atomverse.
Yeah. And then there's some shit going down at Star Labs because, you know, ghost demons are there. But no Cisco. They got to make a super device and shit, and no Cisco in Star Labs.
I didn't even realize that.
Absence.
Because I was literally like, where has Iris been this entire time?
Probably at home waiting to see if Barry come home.
So then where the fuck is Cisco?
That's the one I really want to know, because they were literally in Star Labs. And they need this device while
now that you pointed that out, now I'm not gonna stop wondering where the fuck Cisco is.
Yeah, you should have been, and you should still be. Everybody out there, you should be wondering where the fuck Cisco was when they were building this device in Star Labs. Kind of like how in the first part of this crossover, when they're on Earth 38, they like trying to take all this shit down, and they're fighting all these super like, you know, ghost demons and shit, and Dreamer's just not there. There are people who are very conspicuous by their absence during this crossover. And there's times like it just makes sense for this person to be there. And if they're not going to be there, throw in something that lets me know why they're not there. Especially this. Like, you're literally doing something that would be very, very helpful to have Cisco with. In his lab.
But no Cisco.
What the fuck was he?
There has to be an on-purpose reason that him and Iris weren't there. Because I figure they have to know, like, maybe not so much Iris. I mean, unless you're, like, watching Flash and you like the love story portion of it. But when you're thinking of the science shit of it, like...
Just her one bit.
They had to really think about, like, someone's going to question where was Cisco? It's kind of like the same question when Supergirl was first introduced and we were just like, okay, well, how could she be on their Earth and they didn't know she existed this entire time, blah, blah, blah. And like that, the explanation was that she was on a different Earth. But like, how do you explain where Cisco is?
Mm-hmm.
Or Iris? I kind of want to also know where Iris is.
I just told you.
What?
She was busy cheating on me with J.R. Smith.
Oh my God. Let that go.
No. Fucking Cowboys fans, I swear, man. No standards.
And then the ghost people are at Star Labs and Black Lightning shows up. And to be honest, I forgot he was there.
Yeah, guess what, though? He's there. Not only is he there, he's on the same Earth as everybody else now.
Yup.
We have brought them all together. It is a thing. We'll get there later. Because like I really just want to get to the end of this fucking episode because it's the best part of the whole damn show. But anyway.
Yep. And then they have to fight the anti-monitor. Then he becomes giant, kind of like Ant-Man in Civil War. And then,
Yeah, so yeah, he gets big.
He gets big, and then they make a throw like a girl comment at Kara, to which she goes, always. And I'm just like, why the fuck do we need this right now?
Not only that, let's point out the fact she does a very
Kara don't throw like a girl anyway.
Like, it's just like, why did you throw it like that, though? Like, have you never seen a game of baseball in your life?
And Kara also can't throw like a girl because she's not a real human girl.
Yeah, I guess you can give that too.
Anywho,
the way she threw the ball, though, you know how people make fun of girls for the way they throw and shit?
Mm-hmm.
She threw like that. The ball flew further because she's like super strong and all that, but she had horrible form. All right, like they should have like worked on that a little more.
And on top of that, they were talking about how this ball probably wouldn't work as well because he was so much bigger. Yet it still worked perfectly fine.
Yeah. Who cares? They beat him. He shrinks.
It almost seemed easy.
Once again, they just had to get through it because they had to get to the end of this episode.
So throughout the episode, I kept wondering, or the two episodes, I was like, where the hell is Lila? Like, Lila was doing all this shit in episodes 1, 2, 3, and then freaking disappeared disappears for 4 and 5 until the end. When we
Harbinger.
I guess. Yeah. And then when Sarah came, I was like, okay, oh, there's Lila and there's Sarah, and then I was like, wait, who's the little boy? And I was like,
rewind, because you're talking about John and his kids, right?
Yes.
The kid was John Jr. because he has a son instead of a daughter.
That was
that little girl.
Okay, because I was just like, wait a second, where did that little kid? Where did they get to? But then I was like, oh,
kids? Who's this other little nigga? Who is this? Who is this?
But then I started thinking, I was like, oh wait, maybe that's Connor.
No, that's John Jr. Who is that little girl?
A glitch. That's Sarah. She's a glitch in the Matrix.
Who the fuck is Sarah?
Remember they had a daughter first.
Yeah.
And then she got erased when Barry changed shit.
Yeah.
And then they got JJ.
Yeah.
I guess on this new Earth, they have both.
Were they twins?
I don't know. I was curious about that.
Questions. Are they twins? Like, was one born right after the other? Who's older? What's the fuck is going on here? Who is who?
Or did they just throw one kid in there?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
You can't just be adding cheering. Like,
but they did, because Lois and Clark also have 2 boys now.
What's that?
Lois and Clark also have 2 boys now.
Clark was like, wait, who? Like, your sons? You're like, bitch, what?
Right. He was like, wait, I have 2? 2? When I left, there was only 1. Where the fuck? Where he come from?
Where this other little kid came from?
Where he come from? Who kid is this?
Whose white baby is this? Like,
Clark, you're also Whose non-half Kryptonian kid is this?
So there's that. Yeah, I have this in my notes too. Like, Superman has sons, as in more than one. What the fuck?
And then it goes to Oliver giving a narrative speech about the different Earths and the creation of the multiverse, and we get told that our Earth is now called Earth Prime.
No, their Earth is called Earth Prime.
You know what I meant.
We don't live on that Earth. Have you ever seen
what Earth are we on?
I forgot what number ours is. It's something.
It's probably different now that they fucking destroyed it and then brought it back.
Yeah. I forgot what they said our Earth is. It's been acknowledged where, like, there's an Earth, which is our Earth, where all this stuff is just a story. Yeah, I forgot which one it is though. Somebody in the comments let me know because I don't remember.
But yes, their Earth is now called Earth Prime. Yeah. So I guess there's no more Earth 1 and 2. It's just itself together, or the average.
That's where Stargirl was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, but you know what's funny? When they were doing a little tribute to Oliver Green Arrow, and I was sitting there just like, why are they in this warehouse? And then Jefferson then goes, why are we in this abandoned warehouse? And I was just like, asking the right questions, Jeff.
And then my favorite part of this whole thing, when he was just like, if we ever have to come together again, just like,
but how often
does the whole world almost come to an end? And they all look at him like, well, I mean, like, oh, it's like that.
Right. Like he's literally that keeping it real voice that I want to keep on the show. I need a crossover next week.
I put him in with everything else now because he can be that voice that literally asks that question. Like, what the fuck?
Like, he's going to be the one who asks the questions that black people ask in every scenario when white people are running the show. And they're just like, but perhaps if we didn't do that, how about we do it this way?
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I appreciate that so much.
I really want to cross over next month.
Yeah, exactly. I want Jeff to be on The Flash next week.
Right.
Like, it's just because I need him to be there when Cisco goes on and on with his techno babble, and he turns to Caitlin to say some other shit, and he's just like, "Wait, what?"
Like, right. Because he, like, even with, like, the thought of, like, multiple Earths, he was just like, wait, what does that even mean?
Yeah.
And it was funny when, like, especially when the Flash, met up with the Flash, he was like, you don't know? He was like, no, what? And I was just like, what? It sucks that the DCEU failed so horribly because now they can't bring that into it.
They can.
Like, are they doing a standalone Flash movie still?
They're still talking about doing that Flashpoint movie, and I don't believe it's ever actually going to happen, but they're still saying they are.
I guess. So
the thing is, though, the reason why DC can do it and get away with it is because, once again, we've talked about this. They've established the whole idea that DC has a multiverse. So it's just, they can just say that this should happen in a different universe. And,
true.
And it's fine. They can still do it, which is why Flashpoint would work. They can do a lot of what they actually did in Crisis, which is bring in people like Kevin Conroy and all that kind of shit. Or they can do shit like, all the different Batmans that have been in Batman movies. They can do all of that. Kind of introduce Michael Keaton as an old weathered Batman, and then they can kind of do that as a backdoor pilot to make a Batman Beyond. And I need that to happen. I need them to make Batman Beyond. Like,
they're not gonna do it with Michael Keaton though.
Why wouldn't they do Batman Beyond with Michael Keaton?
Because now he's all sucked up into Marvel.
So?
I'm just saying.
I know it shouldn't happen. I know logically it won't. Don't take away my hope.
I'm sorry.
Because it's perfect. He can be old Bruce Wayne. We find somebody to play Terry McGinnis. It'll be the greatest Batman series ever. Or Batman Beyond movie. Either one. But anyway, back to what we were talking about before. They are all saying, they're doing their goodbyes to Oliver. And it was all heartfelt and all that kind of shit, and then Jeff was just like, yo, why are we in an abandoned warehouse right here? And
I love it. Like, that was my favorite moment of the entire episode.
Yeah.
Especially because I was just asking, why are they in this abandoned warehouse? Like,
yeah. And then Barry's like, yo, it's not an abandoned warehouse. This is a Star Labs research facility that they've, recommissioned, blah, blah, blah. Nobody knows it exists. But we figure we can just, assemble here if we ever need to assemble again. And then that's when Jeff does that line we talked about before, like, how often does the world almost come to an end? They're like,
could you imagine thinking, it's like, I feel like the way Jeff felt is like when I feel like there was like a few years back that there was an asteroid that was kind of in the path of the Earth, and it kind of just missed us. And then they didn't say anything until after it had missed us. And I was just like,
all the time. We've almost all been destroyed multiple times.
It's like watching the news and it's just like, NASA, what the fuck?
Even like now that we have so much information now, we know now how often we come to the brink of another world war and it just doesn't happen. God. Like, we come so close all the time. Like, we almost all die so many times.
I mean, the past 2 weeks have really been probably the closest we've been to war in a while. Like, literally, like, we were literally ballroom dancing with war.
That we know of. That's my point. That's just what we know. Imagine what they haven't.
Touche.
Like, that's my point. It's just like, that's that. Anyway, then though, now I have to ask you, Mara, because
yes,
you're like 12, so you might not know. Did you get the Super Friends references during this?
Yes. So you at the end.
So you recognize the music?
Yes, and then, well, no, not the music, but I recognize the name.
What name?
The name on the door.
Oh, the Gleek?
Yeah.
What's that from?
It's the monkey's name.
What monkey?
The Super Friends, their little buddy, the monkey.
It's the Wonder Twins monkey, actually.
Exactly.
But I'm just making sure you knew, because like I said, you're like 12, so you were like, you grew up without the Super Friends. Is my point.
No, I didn't. I know the Super Friends.
You know the Justice League, but you don't know the Super Friends.
But I've watched the Super Friends. Like, I've seen them in cartoon. Yeah, the Wonder Twins, they fucking pound their fists together. They transform into other things. Sometimes they're useful. Sometimes they're not as obviously useful, but they're still useful.
Okay.
Because occasionally it's a bucket of water and occasionally it's a gator. Like, I don't understand it. Like, what's a gator and a bucket of water going to do with an alien crisis? But they do it anyway.
Look, let Gleek do what Gleek does, all right?
And I'm hoping they show up in Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah, we need the Wonder Twins now. Like, where are they? We want them. I need them.
Because they were just like all of a sudden, all you hear is this monkey, and I was just like, "Is Grodd coming?" And then
they cue the Super Friends music is what was like, oh shit.
The only reason I knew the music because I was watching with captions and it said Super Friends music. But at that point, I had already seen the door, and I was like, "Oh, it's Gleek."
Live, so I didn't see that caption.
Okay, yeah, nah, it's definitely because I bought them off of iTunes, and so I guess it's either CW's captioning or it's iTunes captioning, but it says Super Friends theme.
It's probably iTunes because let me tell you, CW's caption is trash.
It is CW and Comedy Central.
It's not just them. CW, Comedy Central. Who else? It's TNT has trash closed captioning.
Paramount.
Pretty much all you networks out there that are not Netflix / Hulu, your captions.
Right. If you're not Netflix or Hulu, captions are trash.
Disney is pretty good too. And Hulu is bad on wrestling. They're very bad on wrestling. But outside of that, their captions.
Why do you need captions for wrestling?
What do you mean?
I mean, it's coming from the resident non-wrestling watching member of the team. From my observation, wrestling is not as much talking.
There's much more talking than you think. Then.
Oh, okay, because I was sitting just like, why? Like,
they have the microphone, they're talking shit. You know.
Okay.
How's that going on? And then there's also commentators. Like, when you're watching sports, they have commentators.
Well, yeah, the commentators is what I was expecting, but I was like, what else would you need captions for? That's like, I don't watch football with captions. That shit's annoying and very distracting.
Well, it depends on who you got.
True.
But yeah, there's also times when they're in the ring, they're talking shit because that's what they do. We're going to have a day. You're going to watch wrestling with me, Mara. Don't worry. It'll be fun.
No, I don't want to do that this weekend.
I'm not doing anything this weekend. This weekend is PAX South. I will be busy all weekend.
That's what I was saying. Like, we're not doing that this weekend.
Yeah. No, we're going to PAX South. It's Mario and Luigi.
Yeah.
So funny because I really do not remember telling you that, but it's just like, that sounds like a fucking awesome plan.
Why don't you remember telling me that?
Because I was drunk, Mara.
That was such an aggressive message.
Yo, I was drunk as shit. Like, it was one of those, like, yeah, that was the same day I told you about my genius idea.
Was it?
Yes.
Yeah, it was.
Yes. So I was in the middle of that. I was so fucked up. But anyway, yeah, that was the end of this crossover because we got,
that excessively long crossover.
5 episodes long, the most aggressive.
5 episodes long, spread out over a month.
They knew what they were doing. They did it well, except for part 4. I'll give you a pass on part 4 because you did 5 of them. 4 out of 5 is 80%. Cool.
That's a B right there.
Got a B. A solid B for that crossover.
B's definitely get you degrees.
And here's the thing. The whole episode 4 wasn't bad. So it's like a mid-range B, like a 86.
Like, they could have turned it into a 4-parter and then just made part 4 an hour and a half.
There you go. That would have been perfect.
Just shaved off half an hour.
Perfect. But yeah, man, this was fun. I'm glad they did this. I'm happy for it. I enjoyed it. What do you think of the crossover overall, Mara?
I thought it was good. I've been talking about it at work. One of my leads just texted me saying, I just broke down and bought all of Crisis.
You said she broke down and bought all of Crisis.
He bought all of Crisis on iTunes. So
Why?
essentially,
He can watch it for free on the CW app.
Essentially, I don't think he wants to watch the commercials, and I'm assuming, I don't know.
I'm saying if you break down to watch something, why don't you break down and do it for free?
Because, I don't know.
You Apple people are weird.
I don't know, but I did the same thing too. I bought the last 2 episodes.
Yeah, because you Apple people are weird.
I mean, I like giving money back into my paycheck.
Yeah, y'all like paying for shit. I'm not even talking about people who work for them. I'm just talking about people who use Apple products. Y'all just love to pay for shit you ain't got to pay for. Let me tell you something about Android users. We don't pay for shit. Like, there's always a way to get stuff. There's
always a loophole.
There's certain stuff I do still pay for because just like the free version of whatever I want to do is such trash that I'm just like, I'll just give you $5, whatever. But so many times, so much shit. Like we find so many ways to like get free music and shit like that because it's just whatever. Like and the apps that we can get, like, you know,
that was like the one thing I liked about having an Android when I had one was just getting music from anywhere and being able to customize certain things.
Yeah. But anyway, this has been episode 101 of Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow. Do not forget to follow us on both Twitter and Instagram at The Creation World. That is at the TheATIAWORLD. I could not remember how to spell creation for a second. Like,
well, if it makes you feel better, because every time I try to look up our page on Pornhub, it always changes it to Croatia. So then I get like weird Croatian porn. I'm like, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for Creation World.
Yeah, that's not what we're doing here. But yes, if you want to listen to this, you can listen to it on podcast services everywhere. If we're not on a specific podcast service that you listen to, let us know. We'll put it there. But we're also on YouTube. We also put this on Pornhub because why the fuck not? We're also on Facebook. So, you can get them everywhere.
I told the guy I was talking to that I was on Pornhub, and he made a very bad joke. He was like, I thought I've seen you somewhere before. And I was just like, aha, that's not funny.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
It's also quite nerve-wracking to hear that.
Scared your sex tape is on Pornhub, Mar?
I don't have a sex tape.
You sure?
Yes.
All right, man. I'm going to look it up.
But yeah, we're on Pornhub, guys, because
we trying to get clicks here. So if I find you on Pornhub, I'm sharing that shit.
Don't do that.
I'm sharing on the Creation World page like, yo, Mara the Shark on Pornhub right here. Now, after you finish watching that, beat your meat, then go listen and watch Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow and listen to it talk about the Arrowverse because, that's what
it's a good come down.
Giggity. Yeah. What was I talking about before we got distracted by your Pornhub presence?
You were spelling out the name.
I did that already.
Yes, and then I was saying how on Pornhub it always changes it to Croatia.
Right. Also, Facebook at facebook.com/creationworld. Also, you can follow me on both Twitter and Instagram at Sir_Cussalott. That is at SIR_CUSSALOTT. Shark, where can they find you?
On Instagram and Twitter at Maradashark. That's MARADASHARK.
Awesome.
If you're fans of Westworld's coming back in March. Prepare your brain to explode.
Listen. I'm not looking forward to March. I love Westworld. But let me tell you what this means. This means I'm now at that point will be responsible for 3 podcasts per week. Listen, I don't know how much room I have in here left. Like,
you got a big old head. You good?
Fuck you. It just reminds me of that last season of of Game of Thrones. That last season, when I was just like damn near dead by the end of the season. I was trying to pretend like there were no more episodes of Supergirl left, and they just kept being more episodes of Supergirl. I was hoping nobody would notice, so I wouldn't have to do it anymore. People called it out, like, "Oh, fuck you." Anyway, Westworld is back in March. You're right, but also,
and we do have a group for that.
There is a group. What's that group, Mara?
Facebook.com/group/Wild Wild Westworld.
There's also a group for this particular podcast, though. What's that group?
Facebook.com/group/Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow.
However, if you're a wrestling fan,
that's Facebook.com.
Hold on. I ain't asked you that. Man. Listen to the Smacking It Raw podcast. It's a great show featuring me and the warden, Matt Ritter. We break down that week's episodes of Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and AEW against my wishes. However, there's a group for that. Great discussions in that group. Fun discussions in that group. Mara, do you know what that group is?
It's Facebook.com/group/Smacking It Raw. There's no G in smacking.
Smacking. I believe that's it, though. We talked about Patreon earlier.
But so get to that. Click that. Go to that.
Patreon.com/creationworld.
Yeah.
Perks, fun perks.
Buy some shirts.
Yeah, man.
We got a Teespring or whatever that site's called.
Yeah. I'll put the link in the description there for that.
Yeah. And then if you get a shirt or get any merch and you post it, tag us in it.
Yeah, man.
At The Creation World or hashtag The Creation World.
We'll feature you on Instagram or, on our Facebook, all that shit. You know what?
All that shit.
You know what? If you post a picture with you wearing some of our merch and give us your phone number, Mara will call you. Yup. That's what we're going to do. Mara's going to call you. She's making this face like she won't do it. She'll do it.
I was trying to control the expression on my face.
Yeah, you're not good at that.
I know I'm not.
So here's the thing. Because I didn't say that to her before I said this. I kind of committed her to it on my own. So, yeah, if you buy merch from us and give us your phone number, Mara will call you.
And you can ask me one question.
One question.
One question, so make sure it's a good one.
Make it a good one. Don't waste your question. She's also going to record it, so,
Yeah, it will be posted, so.
We're going to turn it into content.
Yep.
That's what we do around here. But, yeah.
So if you're worried that your job may be at risk, choose the right question.
Yeah, exactly. We record everything.
We do.
Everything.
John doesn't know it, but there's a small camera in his shower. So when he does his 3 a.m. cry and jerk off, we watch it.
He does.
Every day at 3:03 on the dot.
And he likes to put his entire fist in his ass.
Yeah, that too.
I'm not here to kink shame. That's just what he does. I'm just telling you.
Yeah,
I'm not shaming him for it.
It's what gets him off. And to be honest, that's where the male clitoris is. It's in your rectum anyway. So
in the prostate.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
He has to punch the prostate though.
He gotta punch his fart box.
Yeah, man. But that's what works for him. So whatever works for you, good for you.
We'll eventually post it, just not today.
Yeah. We need more Patreon subscribers before we do that. So if
Just
enough of
don't tell
you
him.
subscribe to our Patreon, we'll share that video. All right, man. We'll catch you all next week. This has been Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow, episode 101.
We're back, guys.
Yeah, man. Until
Yay!
next time, we out.
Laters.